Jace. Second, guys, bring up my desktop. Hope everyone is having a good day. Jace, I hope you're having a good day. I know it's a little later in the day for you than it is for me. So I hope all is well. So, as promised, by the title, we are going to read some T.S. Eliot. Not everything by T.S. Eliot, of course. Jace says, good morning, Eric. Good morning, Jace. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Hey, Relaxing, my friend. Relaxing says, hello, my friend Eric. Hello, my friend Relaxing. It's nice to see you. Got a thumbs up. Appreciate that. So, what I'm going to do is some selective reading from T.S. Eliot. It's better that way. I can't do justice to the poetry that I read. I wish I could, but it takes a particular talent to write poetry. It takes another particular talent to be able to read poetry out loud and convey what the author is trying to get across. I have written no small amount of poetry every day. What I like to term lyrical prose, as I'm taking a poetic license to the prose that I write. And I've been doing it forever. Whether it's good or not, it is entirely up to those who choose to judge. My job, I show up every morning and I write. And I write as directed. I do my best to open myself and allow whatever wishes to be expressed through the fabric of my being to be expressed. And I put it out there. Sometimes people like it. Sometimes people tell me I don't like it. That's entirely them. You know? Here's the role of an artist. Create and then let go. Create and then surrender. Create and then move on. You go to the next thing. You're never bound to one particular thing that you've done in anything, ever. Who you are is absolutely free. Let's see, that Karen says, Kalhal Boha Babu. Well, thank you. Boxing says, Eric, my problem is definitely big and hard. I know. I'm sorry for that, my friend. Doing my best to help you. Lexing says he wants to help me with my big problem with cataract surgery for the eyes. For one eye, it costs 3,000 RON to 5,000 to cover the cost of the operation. Can you help me? Well, I'm a member of your channel, at least for this month, and I'll see what I can do for you, my friend. Lexing says you donated to my channel. Please help me. So, at the very least, guys, if you can watch some ads on his channel to create a little bit of revenue, and if you're able, donate to his channel. Let's see, Waseline says, hi, hello, my friend. Sniper says, Grand Risings, Eric and Jace. Nice to see you. Andrew says, I'm new to your stream. Well, I appreciate you being here. So, T.S. Eliot. I love this line. And we're only going to do a few lines here. I've been freed from the self that pretends to be someone, and in becoming no one, I begin to live. It is worthwhile dying to find out what life is. I love that. I am freed from the self that pretends to be someone. We go through life pretending. I'm playing on my mom's phone. I'm a boy. Well, Andrew, make sure your mom knows that you're on her phone. And that she knows that you're here. Otherwise, you might want to ask your mom uh, to be here. We don't really talk adult conversation or anything, but it's always good for anyone to have their parents' permission. You know what I mean? There's a line in Sufism and Buddhism that um, goes along the line of die to yourself before you die. Die to the concept of self so that you are already reborn. It's an important thing to consider. The self that we think we are is not the true self. The conceptual self that we've acquired through a lifetime of learning. And we learn from our parents, we learn from our teachers, we learn from society, from the media, from friends, from relatives. Everyone is telling us who we are, and for whatever reason we choose to believe it. It's not who we are, though. This is why T.S. Eliot is reminding us. I've been freed from the self that pretends to be someone. We're going through life pretending to be someone, an image. That is not even who we are. We haven't even come to this image on our own. We've acquired it, inherited it. Let's see. Andrew says I wear glasses like you. Awesome. My dog Tiny died when we came back from Anchorage. I'm sorry to hear that. There is nothing sadder than having your dog die. Very sad news. Anchorage is a beautiful place. I spent a week in Anchorage once. And in dying to the person that we pretend to be and become no one, we begin to live. Now we begin to truly live. To truly, truly live. As long as you're pretending to be someone, as long as you think that who you are is that thing that we are pretending to be, you're not truly living. You're trapped in a concept, and you always have to live up to that concept. Let's see, Joel says, you have cancer? Fortunately, I don't have cancer. I have been with people who have suffered with cancer, and it's a really horrendous thing to go through, both the person and the person who's caring for him. Definitely not something to wish upon someone, or something to even take lightly or joke about, you know? Joel says, yeah. So, my prayer is that people who come into live stream never, never, never have to go through that, caring for someone or going through it themselves. Did have skin cancer 3 years ago. Fortunately, it wasn't serious. So let me give one more line from T.S. Eliot here. I love this line. We shall not cease from exploration. And in the end of all of our exploring, we will arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. So, we are born nobody. Let's see. Dark says, you look like you did your dad. You look like my dad. Well, I hope your dad is a handsome guy. Andrew says, so what are you doing, guys? We're just hanging out for a few minutes before I go out for my walk. Joel says, yeah. Did you know I can see shadow figurines and shadow figures and ghosts? I did not know that, Andrew. Interesting. Let's see. Troll Smokey says, you know a guy named Bill? They don't. I can see figures too. Says dark lasers. Interesting. And Andrew says, well, dark. Same here. I see shadows too. Andrew says, I'll be here. I'll wait. Well, I appreciate that. We're not going to be long. A few more minutes just hanging out. I appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Thank you for relaxing, my friend. Dark Flavor says, not being rude, but you look just like him. So, all three of us here. All three of us. Relaxing says, me too, my friend. Yeah, three of us here. Sometimes we got more. Sometimes we got less. We take the day as it comes, you know? Let me read this again. We shall not cease from exploration. This is from T.S. Eliot, by the way. And in the end of all of our exploring, we will arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Jace says, I'm still here. 5 there. 5, I appreciate 5. Jace is still here. Appreciate that, Jace. So, what do we explore? We come into the world no one. We come into the world nobody. We have no self-conceptualization. We have no concept of a self when we were born. And then we begin to explore the world. As we begin to explore the world, we acquire a self. We become somebody. However, the somebody that we are is not who we truly are. It's the supposed someone. But we keep exploring. And as we explore, we come to the realization we are not who we appear to be. We are not who we appear to be. So we keep exploring, we keep exploring. And where do we arrive? What happens at the end of all of our exploring? As T.S. Eliot says, we will be arrived where we started. We will arrive exactly where we started without a self. Selflessness itself. And we will know that place for the first time. Now, we are still a self. We still have the personality. We still have that conceptualization of a self. But we know for the first time that's not who we are. And it's so much easier to navigate life without that self-importance. Without that self-importance. Let's see. 5, there's 5. Yep, there's 5. See a shadow at the door. Polio says, hello, Eric. Hello, Polio, my friend. Dark Blazer says, is this a Bible study? I'm scared, mates. Well, nothing that you can see that is a shadow or a figure can hurt you. Can hurt you. Sniper says, what's to be scared about? Absolutely. Thank you, Sniper. Relaxing says, for all. Nope, it's not a Bible study. It's not a Bible study. I was reading T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot as a poet, American poet. He passed away in 1963, I think. His famous poem is The Wasteland. Dark Blazer says, not true. Well, as long as you think it's not true for you. Jay says, if you are able to understand the conversation, you will learn valuable lessons. Dark Blazer says, okay, cool. Andrew says, there's a negative portal in the bathroom, and we can sell it. It's stuck here forever. No one can ever be stuck anywhere forever. Here's a lesson from Course in Miracles. It's in the introduction. Only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. If it's not love, it's an illusion. If it's an illusion, why fight it? You just see through it. You don't fight a shadow with another shadow. How do you get rid of a shadow? You shine light on it, and you see that it's not real, illusory. If only love is real, then see through the shadows that prevent you from the realization of love, and you find the peace of God, unshakable. If you don't like using the word God, change it for love, change it for the Tao, change it for Krishna, change it for Christ consciousness. Doesn't matter. Let's see, Andrew says, I can be friends with shadows. You can be friends with shadows, but just remember, shadows are never real. They're just a shadow. Dark Player says, this guy needs good vibes. I got pretty good vibes. Hey everyone watching from Tanzania. Well, thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Let's see. Semper says, Dark Blazer, be respectful. Sam was raving at Jace. Samuel, my friend, thank you for being here. Our friend Samuel has visited before. He's got a great channel. Have you visited? I am subscribed, happily so. I want to make sure that I'm getting everything. And I am. Let's see, Paulia says, nice to catch you live. I asked about some books you could recommend on yoga. You did, and I have a couple. Hold on. I have 2, 3 handy. And then I got an author's name to recommend. First off, The Essence of Yoga. Andrew says, 9 people here. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, like I said, people come, people go. Most of the people here are friends. They've been here quite a bit. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome, new friends. By virtue of being here, you're a friend. Let's see. Dark Blazer says, I'm talking about, was Andrew? Gotcha. And you're right. Send out good vibes, Dark Blazer. Dark Blazer says, not New York, you have plenty of good vibes. Thank you, my friend. As you do as well. If you're trying to send good vibes to a friend. Thank you. Jason's waving at polio. Andrew says, 9 people here, 5. I'll get more, though. More people will come. Well, we're only going to talk for a little bit. I'm happy with you guys being here. That's all I need. Dark Blazer says, we'll subscribe. Thank you, Dark Blazer. So, polio. Autobiography of a Yogi. Paramahansa Yogananda. This is the essence of yoga. This is not the yoga of how to stretch. Yoga is self-realization. And Paramahansa Yogananda was the founder of Self-Realization Fellowship. He founded it, I think, in 1927. It is still in existence now. Gives out free teachings. And it is the essence of yoga. It is the yoga of knowing who you truly are. Yoga is the root word, Sanskrit, for yoke. And yoke means to bring together. What are we bringing together? We're bringing the self back to God. Yoga is a pathway of knowing yourself as an aspect of God, as knowing that you are not separate from God. It is the union to our original mind, the union of self with a little s and self with a big S. And then continue. We want to go with traditional yoga. We want to go with what yoga really is, not just the asanas, the stretching. Deepak Chopra's, I know it looks backwards, the 7 spiritual laws of success. This contains the very essence of yoga, from the foundation, which is the ethical practice of non-harmfulness, truthfulness, non-lying, selflessness, practicing compassion, the 5 personal habits that we cultivate: cleanliness, proper diet, surrender. And then it also has the pranayama exercises, the breathing that we've been doing here, and the asanas, the stretching, and a path of meditation. All of yoga leads to meditation. It leads to meditation. If you're not practicing pranayama, the meditation, the ethical principles, you're not doing yoga, you're just stretching. Let's see, our new friend Andrew says, So that's the essence of all of my conversations is yoga. And then, this is one of the newest books by Deepak, and it's also with Sarah Platt Finger. This is a complete teaching of yoga. It takes you from the beginning to the end. Living in the light. Yoga for self-realization. Wonderful book. And then Stephen Cope. Stephencope. Anything that he's ever written. Anything. And you can't go wrong. So, what I would recommend, man, these three: 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Autobiography of a Yogi, Living in the Light, and basically everything you need to know about yoga. Dark Blazer says, I never tried yoga. I always wanted to. Hey, Dark Blazer, I'll help you. Yoga is a wonderful path. We do a lot of the yoga breathing exercises here. At least once a day, we'll do some kind of breathing exercise. And I do offer suggestions for the asanas, for the stretching. What you want from an asana routine is open up the spine. The spine has the energetic center that connects us to divinity. Yoga likens it to 5 bodies called the koshas. We have the physical body, they call it the food body. We have the prana body, the yoga, the body of the breath, energy. And then we have the etheric body, which is the body of knowledge, the body of that holds the memory of our karma, of our past lives. Then we have the intelligent body, which is the body that directs our breath, our brain, tells our cells to cooperate, holds everything together. And then we have the bliss body. That's our truest identity. That's our connection with God, the bliss body. So the yoga asanas, as well as the breathing exercises, connects us back to all of those bodies, leading us back to bliss consciousness, which we arrive to through the process of meditation and self-inquiry. And self-inquiry is simply asking, who am I? Without ever settling on an answer. If you say, who am I? And you say, well, I'm Dark Blazer, or I'm Polio, or I'm Eric, or Polio, sorry, or Squirrel Sniper. That's not who you are. That's the name that was given when you were born. Who am I? You just got to keep asking yourself that question until finally you get to the point where you shrug. I don't know who I am. There. Now you arrived. That innocence of not knowing. In Zen, especially Korean Zen, they tell you to start with the don't know mind. Don't know. Everything you think you know about Zen is wrong. Everything you think you know with who you truly are is wrong. But keep asking and you'll find it. Who you are is a mystery. Leave it at that. Allow yourself to be a mystery. Hey, runner boy. Dark Blazer says, I don't believe in God. I hope that's not a requirement. My wife did yoga a few times and loved it, but didn't have time. I have a members channel for 99 cents. And I offer several short little yoga routines. It only takes a little bit. And you definitely, I'll tell you what, the best way of knowing God is don't believe in God. because the God that people believe in is just a concept. But if we got rid of that thought of God and we just lived our lives, we would be expressing God, reality, life itself, love. So the concept of God as being this figure with a big beard hanging out in heaven with a tablet, everyone's name written in it, and judging, that's just a concept of God. God, in and of himself, herself, itself, doesn't have a concept. So you can get rid of like the whole thought of God. You can replace it with the Tao if you want. Or I just like using the word love or life or reality. Everyone believes in reality, you know, but the reality that we see isn't truly reality. The reality of my body is one of cells and molecules and atoms and particles and an infinite energy in which all of those things mysteriously dance around. So what is God? God is this body. God is the cells. God is the molecules. God is the atoms. God is the particle. And God is that infinite emptiness and the energy that somehow mysteriously pulls it all together. Did you know my chest is separated? Separated from what? Sniper says source doesn't require a white beard. Nope. Andrew says hi to Runner Boy. Polio says thanks for that, Eric. You're welcome. Hey, Polio, any questions about yoga? Any questions about anything? Just let me know. Here's let's see. Alex says Taylor isn't an author. Famous American writer. T.S. Taylor. T.S. Elliot isn't an author. Famous American writer. He is a famous American poet. T.S. Eliot. Andrew says, did you know when you breathe, you say God's name? I did know that, as a matter of fact. Every breath is simply a repetition of the name of God. Polly says, sniper, understandable. So here's a really easy, basic yoga practice. Wake up in the morning and say thank you. Start with that. Say thank you. What are you thankful for? I don't know. Find out. Thankful to the fact that you woke up and that you woke up into a world that already exists and has everything you need. Everything you need to exist. And then do some breath work. Breath work can be very simple as breathing in, a count of 4, slight pause, exhaling for a count of 4. Do that 10 times. There's other breaths, but that's a good place to start. Meditate. 5 minutes. What do you meditate on? You can meditate on the breath. Just notice, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. When thoughts come, go back to the breath. When you get distracted, come back to the breath. Then do 3 easy yoga asanas. A deep, deep squat, forward bend, child pose. And then go out and take a walk. 20 minutes in nature. That's yoga. Let's see, Runner Boy says I did a 60K deadlift with a band. Nice. Give me a second though. I'll be more impressed once I do my math. Did you film that, Runner Boy? I'd like to see how you set that band up. So 132? Oh, 160K. 352. Wow, with a band. Impressive, runner boy. Andrew says it's like Yahweh, I think. It is. Let's see. Hey, Mud, how are you? What's up, Yogi Ma? Welcome, my friend. Let's see. Alexandria says, if it's Taylor is you, then it is stands for trans. Oh, you like yoga too? I do like yoga. No, it doesn't stand for trans. Sniper says, I hope not, Andrew. You would be talking to that burning bush a day, if it were. Dark Blazer says, I knew that too, weirdly enough, with the breath. Don't really believe it. I even volunteer at a church, but it's just to help homeless people. That's enough, man. Hey, Dark Blazer, you might not realize this. You are already a yogi. You're already practicing yoga. Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita gives Arjuna 4 paths to God, 4 paths of yoga. One of them is karma yoga. Karma means action. It doesn't mean punishment or justification or retribution or even reward. It simply means action. And karma yoga means surrendering our action to Krishna, surrendering our action to God, surrendering our action to love. That you are volunteering at church to help homeless people, you are practicing karma yoga. You're transcending the karma of your actions to be of service for other people. And God resides in other people. God resides in ourselves as well. So you don't need to, man, you don't even need a concept of God. Just keep doing what you're doing and knowing that you are practicing karma yoga. Our friend Dark Blazer, the yogi. Yogi Dark Blazer. Polio says it's funny. All the years at my house, this morning looked out the window, saw a huge stork on a chimney, part of the house, in front of me. Brilliant sight. Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen a stork before. That's awesome. One says, yeah, I'm filming it right now. Nice. Andrew says it's 10 people here. Yay. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for celebrating with us. Boy says, what is yoga without you? What is yoga without you? That's a good question. There is no yoga without you. Sniper says, T.S. Thomas James. Thank you, Sniper. Polio says, Eric, would you say the Bible kind of complicates understanding? Yes, I would. It doesn't have to. If we read the Bible as metaphor, not the actual Word of God, how can something written down be the actual Word of God? But it does give us, particularly the New Testament, particularly Sermon of the Mount. Some biblical scholars say that only actual words spoken from Jesus in the entirety of the New Testament, everything else comes afterwards. Everything else is, and Matthew said Jesus said this, or Luke said Jesus said this, but some say the only actual words, Sermon of the Mount, Beatitudes, and it's laid out in such a beautiful way. This is how to live your life. As well, we're given explicit directions of where to look. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's the path of yoga. Look within. If you want to be at peace, look within. If you want to be happy, look within. If you want to realize the self, look within. If you want to know love, look within. You're never truly going to love another person until you recognize the essence of love in which you are. Because then that's all you have to give away is love. I think Alaska is my home. Alaska is a beautiful place. Paul there says it was good, Eric. So close to it. Man, that's awesome. What a wonderful sight. Example says, Paul, it's told in parables for a reason, code within code. Mystery within mystery. Separate says, Polio, check out the Book of Thomas. Yeah, all of the, you say the lost teachings, the lost gospels. Jay says, the heart is the center of everything. Absolutely. There's a saying, center everywhere, circumference nowhere. Andrew says, Eric, what's up, Andrew? Polio says, Andrew, thanks. Give me a second, guys. So, circle everywhere, circumference nowhere. That's a metaphor for God. The circle is a universal symbol with extensive meaning. It represents the notion of totality, wholeness, original perfection, the self, the infinite, eternity, timelessness, all secular movements of God. God is a circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. Beautiful. Andrew says, I'll be here forever. Well, thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Cypress says, the earth, with an H, heart, is the center of all. Polio says, sniper, nice way to put it. Everything observed is observed from the center. Center everywhere, circumference nowhere. So, guys, it is time for me to take my walk. Speaking of yoga and speaking of walking. So again, yoga means to join, to yoke. Every time your step, one step, every time you take a step, it's a meditation of returning to earth, foot to earth. Let's see, Andrew says, a monkey called Coco. He says, save the earth. I agree, save the earth, my friend. Listen to Coco, listen to your heart. Sniper says, to say that we are anywhere else from the center is speculation and assumption. They can't be anywhere from the center. Everywhere we are, the center. This is why, again, center everywhere, circumference nowhere. Andrew says, rest in peace, Coco. Indeed, rest in peace. I knew what you meant, Andrew, my friend. All right, so I'm out for a walk. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see everyone later. I'll be live again at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Dark Blazer says, it's kind of hard to explain, but I'd rather help strangers than myself. 2 days ago, I was getting a few groceries and noticed a barefoot man walking in the store. He got kicked out, and I gave him my shoes. Nice. Shoes and jacket. Again, you are a yogi. Hey, the great yogi Ram Dass passed away just 2 years ago, I believe. When he was asked by someone interviewing him, why are we here? And he thought about it, and he offered this. We are here to walk each other home. Dark Blazer, that's what you're doing. And that's what you did to that homeless person. You're walking him home. I'll give you one more thing. The great sage, Ramana Maharshi, the great yogi, Ramana Maharshi, when he was asked, how do we treat others? And he replied, there are no others. That's what you're doing, Dark Blazer. You're seeing there are no others. That's why it's easier to help other people than yourself. Because you're seeing through the illusion of self, and you're seeing that you are everyone. You are everyone. By helping others, you're helping yourself. Beautiful, my friend. You are an awesome person. Polio says, a broken heart feeling, a heavy heart, joyous heart. I know. The heart is made to be broken. The heart is made to be broken because that's how the light gets in. Hey, Steve. Steve says, take care. Sir, thank you for your time. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you being here. Andrew says, if I die in my bed right now, what will my family do? They will continue to love you. They will continue to love you. You'll continue to love them. But if I can offer a suggestion, don't die in your bed right now. Don't die. Put it off as long as possible. You got a long and healthy life to live ahead of you, my friend. Polly says, thanks for your advice, Chat and Eric. Thank you, Polly. Dark Blazes says, I appreciate you. I would look at things a little differently. The path calleth for a reason. I agree. Thank you. Enjoy your walk. I subscribe. Thank you. Tandra says, hi, Yogi. Thanks for playing the ducks. I am continue to play the ducks. I love playing the ducks. I see that it's not here anymore, but I hope the ducks come back, Tandra. I hope they come back today. I wrote a little lyrical essay last year all about ducks. Paulie says, yes, tell me about it. Paulie, I hope that I hope we get a chance to talk about it later today or soon. Andrew says, I hurt my body a lot, but it's okay. I'm sorry, Andrew. Paulie says, ducks. Yes, I love ducks. I'll tell you why. I'll see if I can find my little essay that I wrote about ducks. And I'll read it when we come back. All right, guys. Take care. And I'll see everyone later.